start with £0, a tractor, trailer and chainsaw. Can we survive and turn our empty plot of land into a farming empire? Well, let's find out. This is the Calmlands map, which has a grid pattern of land, and we start in the middle of that grid on plot 34. Our goal today is to be able to sleep through the first night by buying this tent. The only way we can earn money is by selling trees that we cut down, so we'd better get started. In this challenge, the seasonal growth is turned off, as the challenge is to build a farm from scratch and not to beat seasonal weather. The shop comes with a forklift, which can be used when we buy things, and our first desired purchase is a plow, as that will of course allow us to start farming. Our trailer can probably handle about 2 trees at a time, so let's load her up and get our first few pounds. So here we are, arriving on our plot for the very first time, and obviously at the moment nothing has been done. We just have trees here and we have the little road here that's next to us connecting us up. But it's on us now to do everything from here. And as I said, we're going to start by just chopping down some trees. I'm a little concerned whether the trailer will be a bit overloaded and whether this tiny little tractor will actually be able to pull a full trailer worth of wood. So what I'm going to do is put it up on the road here to get it off to the best possible start when we do get going. On top of that, I'm also going to be using manual gears, and that will give us a better chance as well, because the automatic in the game is pretty good, but it could definitely be better. Now, in terms of chopping down these trees, I want to leave a little bit of a stump, because if we do so, in fact, I'll show you. So if we go ahead and just chop down this tree for now, we'll leave the stump there and let that one fall down. With the lumberjack mod we've got installed, we can go ahead and just remove these stumps then. But if we cut it too close to the floor, sometimes it's just not actually, it doesn't like show up that you can actually do that. So it's not so good. Then of course, it's just a case of going down the tree and debranching it as best as we possibly can. Then we'll chop it up, chuck it on the back of the trailer and get it up to the shop for some money. Our first little bit of money. We're actually minus £2 somehow already. Now, we are allowed the super strength mod as well. So when I cut these big trees like this, we will be able to pick them up. Let's see if we press Alt, we can go ahead and pick that up and carry it over to our trailer and chuck it in the back. Just want to see whether or not this is the right sort of size. So I think it's looking pretty good actually. So if we do larger trees, I think they sell for a little bit more, but that's looking pretty good. So obviously we want it to be safe. Don't want all my logs falling off on the road when we're halfway to the dealership. That wouldn't be good. So we basically just chop the tree down, debranch it. It looks like I actually missed a couple bits on the debranching of this one. So take all those branches off. Sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly, but there we go. And then chop it up into logs, chuck those logs on the back of the trailer and take the trailer up to the dealership to sell the wood. And then we just basically keep repeating that process. So that's what I'm going to do now. Do that quite a few times until we're actually got like a full trailer load to go and sell. So there we go, our first bit of wood has sold and we got almost £5,000. That's actually a really big load of wood, so actually really happy with that for our first little sale right there. And while we're here, the shop is actually nearby, so we can look at buying a plow and taking it back with us on the back of the trailer, being nice and efficient that way, and then we can actually get into farming pretty early, which is obviously something that I want to do. Throughout this series, I'm probably going to have to do a number of different types of activities in order to get some money, but I think the sooner we get something in the ground and growing, the better, and then obviously that'll be something that will keep developing over time and keep producing us an income. So here we are at the shop. Let's go ahead and just pull up somewhere around here and see what our options are when it comes to plows. Incidentally, the economy difficulty is set to normal, so we didn't get any help on that $5,000. That was 2 trees that sold for that, and it just ended up being quite a good price. Now, as for the plows, let's scroll to the end here. There's some cheaper ones. We got this one here. This is only £1,250. But it is very small, and we do have almost £5,000. So I want to see what other options we've got down the end here, because I think I saw a few good ones. Yeah, here we go. So we've got all these different options right here, and this one here looks really good there for £2,320. It's got a width of 1.7 meters. You can buy one for 600, but that's only got a width of 1 meter, so quite a difference there. And there's some mid-range ones here, but I'm thinking I'd either buy this one just to save a load of money, or buy this one because it's the best we can buy at this point. So yes, let's go ahead and buy this one right here. The This one looks pretty good. Now colors, can we choose the color of it without it adding on? Oh, it doesn't add too much money, £80. It's, you know, we're trying to save money a little bit, but a red one would kind of be nice, I think. But yeah, let's go ahead and buy this plow right here. This one looks pretty good. Let's buy that one and hit yes. And as part of this challenge as well, by the way, we're not allowed to lease any equipment. We have to buy equipment. We're not allowed to lease anything. And we're also not allowed to hire workers. Now, I think this plow should just about fit on this trailer. So let's go ahead and go over here, get this trailer down and ready to receive it. And then we'll use our tractor to put it on if all goes to plan. So let's just go ahead and unfold the back of that. Now we just need to unattach that and then get around and pick up the plow. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, slight problem, guys. This is a little bit too heavy for our tractor. Clearly, I should have checked the weight of that plow before I bought it versus the actual tractor that we're using. But we're going to find a different one here and see what other options we've got. So this one here weighs 875 kilos. This one here is only 200 kilos, so we should be fine with that one. But is there a midpoint? So this one right here, for example, is 1.1 and it's 475, which might be okay. I don't think I'd want to try the 630, but the problem we've got is this one here is 1.1 meters and this one here for just 600 pounds is 1 meter. So I don't think we have any choice. I think we have to buy this one. So yeah, let's just go ahead and buy that one. So we've lost a little bit of money. We sold the original equipment back to the shop, but obviously you don't get quite the same price. So we have lost a little bit of money there. But it's not too bad. You know, it could be a lot worse. And we got our little plow here right now. So a little mistake there in the early game, but we'll just have to deal with that. And we do now have a plow at least. So, hey, it's not the end of the world. So now we're just going to try and get this little plow up onto this ramp. So I think we can just get on like this. Yep, there we go. And let's just detach it and drive off. And hopefully it stays in place. And it does. So let's come around the front now and obviously reattach this trailer right here. So let's get ourselves back into reverse. There we go. And get nice and close like that. Attach that one on. Now we want to go ahead and press X in order to fold that back up. And we can put some belts over that as well. It doesn't look like they're over it, but I believe they are over it technically. So this should be okay. We just have to take this back to our base now. And then we can go ahead and start plowing and get our first farm underway. So we're back at our field. And now we just need to go ahead and get this little plow off of here. So let's see if we can just back that one up like that. That should be just about right. That'll do. And then we can take it off and figure out where exactly we want to plow. And obviously at this stage of the game, we're not looking to plow the entire thing. So what I want to do is head roughly like down here, try and figure out the boundary and maybe start plowing down this way. You can see on the map there, if we get sort of parallel to that line, then we can plow off in that direction. So let's just line ourselves up there. Okay, there we go. We are now nicely lined up. So let's go ahead and put the plow in the ground and we should start being able to create some farms. There we go. And let's head off. And I'll probably do a little time lapse of this or something because this is going to take an absolute age in order to complete, because we do want to start with a reasonably substantial farm, but obviously as you can see here it's going to be a long time when you're just doing 1 meter at a time like this. But here we go. So as you can see, we got a nice chunk of our field done. It actually looks really nice, doesn't it? Nothing better than a plowed field. It looks really cool. And yeah, we're probably not quite 50% of the total area that we want to plow done. But what I think I want to do is go chop down another load of trees and take them up to the shop so that we can sell them. And then whilst we're up there, I'm going to have a look at planters and see if we can buy a planter so that we can start getting something in the ground today. So that way, then when we sleep and it goes to the next season, so we're making some progress basically, rather than doing all the plowing today, just to then add seeds tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty big field. It doesn't all have to be the same crop, or even if it is, doesn't all have to be planted on the same day. We might decide to do, you know, half and half, or at least, you know, half of a crop one day and the same crop the next day. But either way, it doesn't all have to be done today. So let's go ahead and drop this off just here. I'm probably going to need to make a yard. I mean, eventually, as this series progresses, we're going to want to make like a proper house. We're going to want to make a yard. We're going to want to have barns and animals, greenhouses, bees. I mean, you name it. We're going to try and do just about everything as we progress through. But being a survival challenge, it will be a little bit slower, and it's going to take us some time to get to that stage. So For now, it's obviously just the case of getting on with the normal farming stuff. And before that, obviously a lot of wood chopping and selling all that. So let's go ahead and do another tree load, and then I'll see what planters there are available, and I'll bring you guys back in when we start to decide which planter it is we want to buy. Okay, so here we go with our next load of wood, and I'm going to have a little guess at exactly how much I think it's going to be. I reckon around £5,200. If you want to have a guess, go ahead, pause the video. No cheating, guys. Let me know down in the comments. But at that stage, we should be able to get a very nice cheap planter, which I'll show you in just a minute, and also a bag of seeds and take them back to our farm. And then we just need to think a little bit about what do we want to plant, because it's not just the planting of it, of course. We also have to harvest it and then sell it too. And so we need to look at prices for things, and also considering the prices in a few months' time when we're looking to sell it, not right now. So we're going to consider all that in just a second, but first we need to go and drop off this wood. So let's just pull ourselves in here and slow ourselves up. There we go. And now if we go ahead and take these straps off. Oh, that was a terrible camera angle. There you go. That's a better one. And tip the lorry back like that, tip the trailer back. There we go. Now when we sell, we should hopefully get them all sold in one. So if you put your guesses in, let's see what we can sell this for. 5,170. All right, okay, that is an insanely close guess. I mean, I said 5,200 and I was, what, £21 off? That's insane how close I actually got with that. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so now we just have to head back over to the shop. And one really nice thing about this map is you can sell everything in this little compound right here. Like, everything is all in one space, including the shop. So you come up here to do your sales, then you go to the shop and it's right next door. And the fact we have £8,800 already, just over, is great. We do need to spend £2,000 on our tent so that we can sleep through the night. But that should be fine. That still leaves us, you know, 6 and a bit thousand to spend on the planter and also the bag of seeds. So let's go ahead and see what our options are and what we're going to buy. So in the shop, here's our planters right here, and here's the options we have available to us. And there's all different types, and we just need to have a look here at what's in our price range. So this one here is from Vintage Farming. It's a very nice little one for £2,750, and that's probably the one we're going to need to go for. There is this one here for 8,000, so that has 2,000 litre capacity, and this one here only has a capacity of 100 litres. However, this is probably all we need at the moment, and we do have to buy seeds as well. So basically, we don't have much choice. We're just going to buy this one right here. And on top of that, we'll get ourselves a nice big bag of seeds for £800 and buy that one. There we go. So once again, we're going to attempt to get the planter up on top of the trailer. So let's just go ahead and straighten this trailer up a little bit and see if we put it like up here. Should make ourselves a little bit easier for us to get it on. Okay, so with that put down there and unattached now, we can go and pick up our planter. Okay, so with that attached, now what we need to do is try and reverse it back onto this trailer. So see, nice and slowly does it, and just reverse that back up like that. Yeah, that should be just about okay. Let's see if we unattach it here. Okay, it's looking like it's actually falling. Can we strap it on a second? We can. So let's put a strap onto it, and now we pull off with this. It should stay in place, hopefully. Let's see. Wait, is this now stuck? Okay, I've just tried repositioning it right to the front here, and I think this now might work. Hopefully now we should be able to drive off. Yep, there we go. That's great. So now we're just going to go ahead and straighten this one up a bit, and then we'll use the forklift over there from the shop in order to get that bag of seeds onto the back of this thing. So what I think we can do is just hook it through the handle right there. So let's see if we go ahead and lift this up a little bit, get it to roughly the right height. Then if we move it in, is that going to go through? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's done it. And if we lift that up, yeah, there we go. So that bag now is under the forklift, and we can hopefully go and get this on the back of the truck. So let's try this. Just get it on the back of the trailer here. There we go. So let's lower that back down. Tilt it forwards a little bit as well. And now if we pull out, yeah, there we go. Nice and good. So let's go ahead and put that forklift back, ready for next time. But we're now set to go. We can get ourselves back to the farm with a planter and with some seeds. So I just got back to the base with my planter and seeds, and what we need to do now is just go ahead and unload all of this off of the truck. In fact, if we just go here and press L, we can unstrap all that. There we go. And it looks like the planter is making its own way off the truck, just about there to the back. So now we can go ahead and just unattach it from there and go around and pick up our planter, fill it up with some seeds, and then plant them. Now, in terms of what seeds we actually want to put in, I think our best bet is going to be to do the sugar beet, and the reason for that is because we're not going to be able to afford anything expensive. Like, we can get like a combine harvester or something like that. That's just not going to be possible for us for quite a while yet in the game. But with the sugar beet technology, we can just put a header on this little tractor and harvest it that way. So I think that's going to be the best way. Now, let's see. Can I actually refill this without needing to lower that? Let's try this out and just see. Yes, we can. And there we go, 100% with 100 liters. So I'm going to go ahead now and plant everything on this field. We're going to do the sugar beet. So I'll go ahead and select that seed and do that. I won't time lapse this because I feel like there's been a lot of time lapses in this episode already. But I'd like to know your guys' feedback. Would you like to see more time lapses? Do you enjoy them? Or would you rather I just cut those out and cut on to the next thing? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and plant our field. So we have now seeded the field that we had plowed originally just there on the left-hand side. And as you can see, I'm back to doing a bit more plowing. And the reason for that is because there's still a bit of time left in the day, still a bit of daylight left here. And we really want to be as efficient as we possibly can. Oops, I keep doing that. We might have to use a bit of terrain editing tools later on, or extend the farm out or something like that. It's got a couple of little bumps there where I've made a little mistake. But yeah, so we're going to do a bit more plowing, and then whatever we end up plowing here, this extra little bit, we'll then go ahead and seed that. And once again, that can then be growing when we progress through to the next season. And yeah, it's just about being as efficient as possible. Obviously, when you're doing a survival challenge like this, you start with such little money. Literally every dollar counts, right? Or every pound in this case counts, I should say. So we definitely want to make the most of that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do a bit more plowing and a bit more planting before the end of the day. And we got £5,278 right now, which is plenty of money for the tent that we need, which is our daily goal. We get that tent, then we can sleep through to the next day, which obviously one day is one season. So sleep through to the next season and everything will progress a bit. And that'll be sort of a good way to do the episode as well. I'm not saying necessarily that every episode is going to be a season or a day in length necessarily. But for the first one, it kind of makes sense to do it that way, given what we've got going on here. So we're just going to go and do a little bit more plowing, and then we'll stop probably around 8-9 o'clock and do the seeding. As you can see, it's nighttime now. It's about 8 o'clock here, and so we've had to put our flashlights on, our headlights, but it's working well enough. You can see we can see the way just about there, and we're just finished off the field. So I really think that we've had just about as an efficient first day as we possibly can. And if you take a look at the mini map, then you'll see there that we've basically plowed and now planted roughly half of the overall field size that I plotted out for us to be starting off with. And I didn't actually think I'd get all of this done in day one. So I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made. And the only thing left to do now for the day is to complete our goal. So we need to choose somewhere that we want to live, place down our tent, and then we can sleep through till the next night. And that will come to the end of the episode, and we'll start the next one in a brand new day. So what I'll do is I'll just pull this one up here for now. And I haven't really thought much about where I want to place the tent. I don't suppose it matters too much. But let's just have a little look around here. So in farmhouses under construction, we have this tent here, which is £2,000, which we're going to place down. And I think what I'll do for now is just put it like here. And this might move later on or whatever, but for now it's good enough. So we'll put it like there, just like that. That should work fine. And there we go. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more, then please do subscribe and leave a like.